Talking about some of these like interesting texts here that like aren't canonical, such as like the Gospel of Thomas. Can you talk about like what becomes of the Gospel of Thomas and why isn't it a part of the New Testament?
Well, I don't think Thomas wanted to be part of the New Testament. That's really funny. There's a book out there called A New Testament. Okay. And
Hmm.
it thinks that, oh, well, the Gospel of Thomas should be included. In fact, it should be the first gospel, which
Huh.
I find arrogant and foolish.
Mm.
And what does the Thomas say? How does Thomas, the Gospel of Thomas, begin? And in this case, we have the whole thing because it was translated into the Coptic language, the Egyptian language, and then put in somebody's tomb. And that's why it survives the whole thing. Otherwise, we only have three small fragments adding up to about 22% of the whole text in Greek. But we have
Mm.
a Coptic translation of the entire thing. And how does it begin? It starts off by saying, these are the secret words that the living Jesus spoke, and Judas Didymus Thomas wrote down. Well,
Mm.
this is normally secret stuff isn't canonized because remember, secret means you keep it a secret, you don't read it publicly.
Mm.
And books to be included in the canon are read publicly. So that's the
Mm.
problem. So, this whole idea that the church excluded Thomas, or, there's some conspiracy going on, is
Yeah.
silly. It's wrongheaded from the very beginning. So, whoever wrote Thomas didn't want it to be read publicly. And when he wrote it, when he wrote it toward the end of the second century, say 180 or something like that, he knew perfectly well that secret books weren't canonical books because they couldn't be read in public. It wouldn't be a secret book anymore
Yeah.
if you were reading it out loud in a public setting. So that's one of the things that's so silly about it. And most of these Gnostic writings, and Thomas at best is semi-Gnostic, the Gnostic writings like the Gospel of Mary or Gospel of Philip or Gospel of Judas and so on, these were all secret writings. And so I don't think any of them claimed to be canonical. They weren't advocating, let me into the canon. They presumed the canonical public books that were read, they'd say, come over here, you've heard the public Jesus,
Yeah.
that everybody knows. Now I got the secret Jesus for you. I'll give you the straight skinny. So come on over here in secret, if you join our little tiny group, you get to read this and really get smart and find out what's going on. So that's what that stuff. They never wanted to be in the canon. That would undermine its whole purpose.